Welcome to Hawk Talk, your show on all things UMES Athletics. My name is Sedric Granger, and I'll be your host for today. We have an action-packed show for you where we will sum up how UMES Volleyball closed their season, including player interviews from some of the seniors on the team, take a look at both women's and men's basketball, and discuss some of their big wins and road trips in non-conference play. And in our final segment, we'll recap the beginning of UMES Bowling's 24-25 campaign and look ahead to indoor track and field as they jump into their schedule. But the reason I said we is because I'm not alone today, as I will be joined by three different student reporters today, with our first being Jordan Conway. Welcome to Hawk Talk.
Thank you, Cedric. I'm happy to be here and talk some UMES volleyball.
Wonderful. Well, Jordan, a big storyline from this season was the seniors, and you even got a chance to interview one of our seniors during one of their last wins that UMES got at home during this past season, Jordan.
I sure did. I spoke with defensive specialist Shanti Ramdeen after UMES 5-set victory over Morgan State. Let's check it out.
One thing that really stood out to me was Shanti talking about seniors stepping up. And that certainly was a factor for UMES volleyball in their run at the MEAC tournament.
That's right, Cedric. UMES scored a huge victory against Norfolk State in the tournament. The Hawks defeated the Spartans by a score of 3-1.
Not to mention, multiple seniors excelled, including star outside hitter Renila Griggs finishing with 14 kills, 8 digs, and a service ace, Soleil Cotton totaling 6 blocks, Shanti Ramdeen adding 3 digs, and of course Lyric Snowden and Ishil Yilmaz both having career days.
Lyric had her best game of the season on the biggest stage. She generated a career high of 12 kills and provided great energy for the Hawks, especially during their scoring run.
Yeah, and Jordan, one of those scoring runs was a jaw-dropping 17-0 scoring run where Norfolk State had no answers for Snowden and the rest of the Hawk hitters. And I got to catch up with Lyric after the match to hear her thoughts after the monumental victory. I only have one word to describe this win over Norfolk State. Emphatic, as UMES takes down Norfolk State for 2 consecutive years in the first round of the MEAC tournament. And I'm now joined by Lyric Snowden, who had herself a game, one of the longest tenured Hawks, and she thrived today with a season high in kills. Lyric, first take me into your head. How were you able to get so locked in today?
I just wanted to make sure that we stayed for one more round, or at least the next round. I'm trying to make it to the championships and win, so I just wanted to go out there and do as much as I could for my team.
Yeah, and your team was so in sync as well. It seemed like I could write a paragraph about every player on this team for how well they played. What do you have to say about the teammates' performance today?
I think that without the team and the energy that we had as a team, we weren't going to make it past this round. I think that the energy created some sort of determination to just win the game, take it, and just keep going point by point.
Yeah, point by point they did. As the Hawks, they outscored Norfolk State 50-20 in the final 2 sets, which was absolutely impressive. And then you talked about going all the way. What does a win like this in the first round do for the confidence of this team moving forward, Cleary?
I feel like it's just going to build up our energy, and we're just going to take it to the next round and put as much as we can into the next game and make it to the championships as much as we can.
Well, the Hawks are victors in the first round of the tournament, and you just heard from Lyric Snowden coming off of a career-high performance. Lyric, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you. There was also a classic saying that defense wins championships, and UMES libero Ishil Yilmaz was an X-factor defensively.
Yeah, Cedric. She eclipsed 20 digs in a game for the first time in her career.
Exactly. And in a similar way to Lyric, Ishil had her best game in the biggest matchup of the season. And I also got a chance to interview her after the win. So let's take a listen. Defense wins championships, and I'm now joined by our libero, Ishil Yilmaz, who had herself a game, double-digit digs. She was everywhere today. And Ishil, we'll get started. First of all, just what is it like just being able to be everywhere at once? How are you able to do it?
Thank you so much. I just tried to be my best. I just tried to help my teammate, and that's show up on the court. That's all I can say.
Yes, you definitely showed up on the court. It seemed like no matter where Norfolk State attacked from, whether it was the back row, whether it was outside, middle, you were everywhere. And it seemed like your team had an answer. One thing we also noticed, Valeria Matias, your teammate, who started the year off at libero before her injury, was on the sideline, and then you were thrusted into that position to be the libero, and you have grown throughout the season. Talk to me, in what ways have you seen yourself grow this year?
Yeah, so she had a real bad injury, and I had to play my best to help the team, and I'm trying my best to play, and she helps me a lot on the court, and she'll be back stronger. And I just tried to help the team, and I'm really happy that we had that result end of the game.
Yeah, it was a great result as well. And of course, for you as a senior, you got to be there with the other 4 seniors that all made big contributions to the game. Just tell me about what that experience was like, being able to see everybody so in sync and have so much success, Ishil.
Yeah, I think we had great energy in the beginning. We were believing in ourselves, and I think that was all that mattered. We believe in the first point to the last point. Bench was amazing. I think we did a great job in overall, and that was the result came in.
Yep, a great result for the Hawks as they win in 4 sets against Norfolk State. You just heard from Ishil Yilmaz, who had a fantastic game at libero after a big win over Norfolk State. Thank you so much, Ishil. Appreciate your time.
Despite ultimately losing to Howard in the next round, UMES win over Norfolk State in the tournament helped the Hawks to end the season on a solid note.
Speaking of a solid way to end the year, Jordan, there were several Hawks who earned awards for their efforts throughout the year. And Kimjika Kimefuna was named second team All-MEAC, while her teammate and setter Anisadora Lewis was also named second team All-MEAC. In addition, freshman standout middle blocker Liliana Montez was named to the All-Rookie team by the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference.
Not only do the Hawks get it done on the court, but also in the classroom.
Yeah, you're right about that, Jordan. As Soleil Cotton, Anisadora Lewis, Renila Griggs, and Kimjika Kimefuna, Lyric Snowden, and Ishil Yilmaz were all named to the all-academic team in the conference. And given all that student athletes have to do in their daily lives, it is awesome to celebrate the excellence that Coach Vanessa Fairclough's team has shown on and off the court.
It was truly a team effort for the Hawks to earn 12 wins this season. But I know the whole UMES community is proud of what they've accomplished this season.
And for more information on UMES volleyball, make sure to go to umeshawksports.com or follow the team on Instagram and X at UMES Hawks V-Ball. Thank you for joining me, Jordan, to talk a little bit about UMES women's volleyball. And for our next segment, we'll turn our attention to UMES women's and men's basketball when we come back on Hawk Talk.